right, so today we're going to talk about in about a 20-minute segment tech versus skill. But before we get to that and before you learn anything today at no cost, we don't charge for what we do. We do ask that you like the video, comment below, and subscribe to the channel. If you don't do that, YouTube doesn't show it to anybody, and it makes me feel really sad at night when I look at YouTube. Really sad. Like, why do I even push the record button? I do it because I just enjoy it, but I also would ask that you like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Nick, we're going to talk today about tech versus skill. How does that sound for a Thursday conversation?
It's weird talking on a Thursday, but otherwise that sounds like a good call. Like that sounds like
Absolutely.
I feel like tech is overrated.
Yeah,
Everybody's talking about tech.
guest planned for our Friday segment, so we wanted to make sure we got our own individual segments in like normal. So that's why it's Thursday, even if you're watching this on another day that ends in the letter Y. I feel
And
like
it's not going to
tech.
come out for like 3 weeks. Like I just saw one just dropped today, and it's one that we recorded in like the beginning of January. Like who knows when these
we,
are
we
actually
record a
gonna
lot
come
of things. That's a
out. We
good
do.
thing.
Yeah, no,
We
it's not
do.
bad.
Tech. I think tech makes sense if you're sitting at your desk and you're selling all over the country and you need a lot of tech to be productive. But I think a lot of the tech that I need being in the field face to face a few days a week is a car that gets me there, a thing that turns on when I get into their house, and is relatively up to date and quick. That's the kind of tech that I use. What are other people talking about though when they're talking about tech in the context of Medicare sales?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, stuff's helpful. It is helpful to have things like a CRM that can text your clients. Um, it is helpful to have automated retention campaigns. It is helpful to have stuff that checks for you whether or not your clients have fallen off the books, and stuff that like aggregates your levels, not your levels, but your commission payments for you, and tracks whether or not you're getting your renewals. And man, this stuff is nice. There is nothing against any of this stuff. It is handy to have. It makes your life easier. That's it. One of the best and most successful final expense agent. Sorry, we're not in final expense. Medicare agents I know. Same guy. One of the best and most successful Medicare agents that I know. A guy who has literally made enough money selling Medicare that he only lives in the United States from October until March. And then come April, he goes and lives in Costa Rica for the rest of the year and just has his assistant like handle all of his servicing work. Writes a ton of business. Very good at it. Does not own a computer. Doesn't believe in them. I don't know why. He's like 38 years old. He should definitely believe in computers, but like doesn't own a computer. Does
Like
not
an
take a
iPad?
What? No. He only works face to face. He has a smartphone, but like he goes in with a copy of the Medicare and U book so that he has local rates. He only works with people locally. He only goes face to face sales. He brings physical paper applications and enrollment kits that he loads up into the back of his car and fills out paper applications by hand, faxes them in at night.
Gee golly.
Has been doing this since 2017 or something like that. Came relatively late to the game on Medicare, but like that was just what was still kind of done in 2017, and he never saw a reason to change.
Yeah. No tech. Literally no tech.
Literally no tech. Writes 300 a year. I don't know. Has great persistency. Lives 6 months of the year in Costa Rica, just kind of chilling. Like literally, like if you follow him on social media, because he does have social media, he has like a phone. He doesn't post very often, but like he posts pictures of him in like mid-April, like chilling with a sloth in Costa Rica. Like this is what he does. This is his life.
There's no tech there. You might as well be Amish.
You don't, right? So not necessary, right? Nice, good to have.
Mhm.
I like it. I wouldn't want to go back to the days before like Sunfire. You know, like I wouldn't want to do that. Um, but you don't need it. I know a bunch of agents who don't do any automated texting because they just like don't feel like they need to. They feel like most of their clients don't really like getting texts in the first place, and I, that's probably changing. But for a very long time, up until reasonably recently, that was true.
Yeah.
Um, didn't a lot of their clients didn't get emails or didn't really understand email, and again, that's changing. That's not as true today. I mean, that's not really very true anymore. But 5 years ago, that was still reasonably true. Um, it's not needed. It's a nice to
Yeah,
have.
I feel like the senior market was forced to catch up to technology because of COVID, which kind of made
Mhm,
our jobs a little bit easier, made them more receptive to texts and such. I got a funny story that has absolutely nothing to do with insurance, but plenty to do with tech. I live in Northeast Maryland. Over there. I always get it backwards. Big Amish community. Like Lancaster Amish, just all kind of
mhm,
migrate south, all over the place. Like you might have horses and carriages and all kinds of Amish. I'm at the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, I don't know which one, a couple weeks ago. And there's a cart tied to a post where all the Amish tie their carts. And this horse is pissed. It's just like trying to rip the thing off, run away. Horse is having a bad day. So I go into the Dollar Tree and I look for the Amish gentleman, pretty easy to find. And I walk up to him and I say, "Sir, your horse appears very angry outside." And he was about our age, probably late 30s. And he's like, oh my. So he goes outside, calms down his horse, and that was the end of his shopping. But he doesn't have any tech,
yeah.
very limited tech, besides the tech of buying things at the store, which is still kind of strange. No tech and lives a perfectly fine life. I feel like the agents that sell or boast about how much they're selling or producing also boast a lot about fancy technology. I don't get it. Like, help me with that.
Well, like, it's a cool recruiting tool, right?
There you go.
It's a cool recruiting tool. Because, I mean, like, legitimately, there is stuff that would make your life easier. Like, there is stuff that would make your life easier. Um, being able, like, I was slow to get on board the go high level CRM train, but I get it. Like, I do understand why people like it. I get the value of being able to like send a happy birthday text automatically to all of your clients on their birthday without you even having to think about it. There's value in that. It
Pretty
saves you
cool.
time and it touches the client, and that's nice. I get the value in being able to send a happy new year text at like midnight to all of your clients in your book of business. That's nice. Like, these are nice things that you can do. I mean, you might be waking up some of your clients, but like, these are nice things that you can do,
Happy New Year,
right?
Mabel.
Like, there's value in that kind of stuff. I get the value in having somebody automatically scrubbing your book of business against CMS's records so that you know if somebody has filed to change their plan before the month is over. Um, there's value in that. I see the value. I do. But for everything that makes your life easier, there is a cost. Um, and you just have to weigh whether that cost is worth it. And it's not always monetary. Like, some of this stuff that seems like it is time saving can cost you days and weeks of your time just trying to get it working correctly. Um, one of my favorite pieces of tech is Thanks.io. I really like Thanks.io. I really like that company for what it does. It does the same type of thing as Mailbox Power or Send Out Cards, but it's a small company, and they're not sponsoring us or anything. Although, man, they should.
There you
Um,
go. Thanks, IO. Hi. Thank you.
but but like, one of the things that I like about Thanks.io is If I'm trying to do something and I've got their like professional paid service, they actually get mad at me if I just try to do it myself. Like, if I try to do something myself and it doesn't work right and I ask them for help, they're like, dummy, why didn't you just come to us in the first place? We would have just done this for you. Just stop trying to do it yourself. Tell us what you want. We'll build it for you. It'll make your life easier. It'll make our life easier. We don't want to have to fix your screw ups. And and you don't want to waste the time. Like, that's one of the things that I like about them. It's not cheap, but it's worthwhile.
Yeah,
Um,
I've definitely adapted that, taught the VA how to use it, and thank you cards goes out. Thanks IO, thank you cards go out every Friday if she's doing her job properly.
yeah,
Pretty automated without any interaction on my part. So
yeah.
great referral there, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like that's a like there are some things that are easy wins, you know. Um, I think having access to technology is a fantastic thing. But man, do you remember one of the very first videos that we did together back like
Ah,
7 years ago at this point? We've
jeez,
been doing this
sweet
for a long time.
golly.
So we
Um,
did like it was on the insurance panel YouTube channel, now
Okay.
defunct, called like crutches, like,
Yep.
is it a crutch or is it helping you or something like that? I don't. It's one of the very first videos
Okay.
talking about how these automated underwriting systems, automated underwriting programs like FE Toolbox or other automated ones that I won't plug because they're not affiliated with you. Um,
Let's
like
talk about tools and crutches.
tools and crutches, tools versus
Oh,
crutches, and
only
how
4
like
years
some
ago.
of these things create weak agents, right? They make you weak, right? They make you incapable of thinking for yourself. And that is one of the downsides of something like Sunfire. Like, as much as I love Sunfire or Connecture, I also have used and loved Connecture. I'm not like in one camp. Um, and I'm sure there's others, but those are the only two that I've used. But like, as much as I love those programs, I know a lot of agents who just plug information into the algorithm and give whatever the is recommended at the top of the list.
Yeah.
And that is not always doing your client a service,
Yeah. Joe would agree
because
that Toolkit wasn't designed to replace your brain.
yeah,
It wasn't designed to become a crutch. It was designed to like especially help you in the nuanced situations where you're like, "Oh, I could write that level with this company and
right,
not nod with another," or
right,
the days your brain is just shot and you're like, "Ugh, I cannot remember who takes MS." There it is. Okay, good.
right. And the same, it's the same thing with Sunfire and Connecture. Like, their suggestions of the recommended companies are often good, but they're not always the best thing for your client, because your client may have very specific needs that Sunfire or Connecture won't really be able to appropriately anticipate. Maybe your client doesn't care whether or not any of his current doctors are in network. So they're willing to leave all of their current doctors, and they've told you this, to go with a plan that offers like crazy, stupid amounts of dental coverage. And that plan that offers crazy, stupid amounts of dental coverage, even if you don't put any doctors into the system, is probably going to come like halfway down your list of recommended plans
Or
on
$100
Sunfire.
food benefits.
100, yeah, right. And sometimes that's legitimately the best plan for your client, but the algorithm doesn't know that. You still need to make decisions and you still need to know the plans. This is not a substitute for understanding how the plans in your area work. There could be a plan in your area that looks really good on paper and shows up really high in the recommendation algorithm, but from experience, because you've known people who have had this plan, that plan denies lots of coverage and very few doctors accept it, and it is going to be a pain in the butt for your client to use, even though it looks good in theory.
Mhm.
There's no substitute for boots on the ground knowledge.
Well said. Let's talk skill because I am not low tech, but tech based off of requirement to function. And I'm a huge advocate of skill.
Mhm.
Like the guy that you're talking about, no tech,
No
tons
check.
of skill, tons of brute force effort. I think skill teaches you these nuanced situations. Skill teaches you these regional situations. Skill teaches you that just doesn't work, or
Yeah.
that sounds really nice, but it doesn't stick when you do it. Skill comes from like battle testing concepts and doing like improvements over the course of time. And tech can assist skill, but it doesn't like what level of tech is really in a gym? It's all skill,
Yeah.
equipment, efforts, diligence to following the right way to do something so you don't get hurt. There isn't a ton of tech behind it. So talk to us about skill and how that might be more beneficial than overly teching your business.
Well, yeah. So so I was talking a lot before about like knowledge base, right? And
Mhm.
knowledge base and familiarity is really important. One of the things that I find is most lacking these days, n- and I used to just say it was in Medicare agents, but man, it's all over the place. Is just basic sales skills are so lacking in. I was talking to an agent the other day who who I love, and this is no shade on this agent if they watch this and like I really like this person a lot. And they've been in sales for like 5 or 6 years, and they were looking at using a new door opening tool to kind of get in front of clients, and they'd been
Mhm.
talking to some people, and they've got this new door opening tool that they wanted to use. um and they said, so at the end of my presentation with this door opener, I can say something along the lines of, hey, just so you know, I sell life insurance and I do Medicare stuff too. And I said, no, you cannot say you do both of those things. You can say you do one of those things, but you cannot close. Like if your goal is to close an appointment for another cross sell product, which in this case would be compliant because the door opener is not a sales. It's not something you're buying. It's a service. It doesn't matter. Um, but it would be a compliant like cross sell. Um, you can't close two things. You have to pick a thing. You have to close one thing at a time. And this is like sales 101, right? You can't throw out like a bunch of stuff. You have to close a thing.
Mhm. I
You
agree.
can't you can't say, "Hey, here's a zero premium plan. Here's a give back plan. Here's a zero premium plan with like no copays and no specialist copays. Here's a give back plan that's got reasonably high copays, but you get like $100 a month back. Here's a plan with kind of middle of the road copays, but it's got a crazy amount of dental. Here's and then lay out like 4 different plans and say which one looks best for you. Which is advice that I see
That's a
given
lot
to
of plans.
Medicare agents all the flipping time. You cannot do that. It will not work. You will occasionally get some sales, like because it's Medicare, right? It's not that hard. But like if you want to close as many people as possible, you have to say, "Hey, this is the thing that I'm recommending for you and here is why. Do you think this works?" And risk them saying no. But you can't close 4 products and say, "Hey, which one do you want?" Because then they're going to be overwhelmed and they're going to say, "I don't know, I got to think about it."
Yeah, I think keeping it simple is so valuable. And the tip that you just gave there is going to write somebody 100 applications if they actually listen to it. If you're listening to the video right now, like, comment, and subscribe so we can continue to grow the channel. We grew by nearly 100 subscribers in the first month of this year. The most incredible growth we've seen in a 1 month period. Let's help do that again in February. Hot take in our final 1 to 2 minutes. Nick, are you ready?
I'm ready.
We're going to talk a hot take outside of the business
Oh, okay.
because I think this is so valuable to understand. Maybe it's not even exactly a hot take, but just give a hot tip on how to make sure you can balance a successful business, be it Medicare or life, and a successful life. Because, like, what the hell is the point if you die with $3 million in the bank and your kids don't even know who you were? Give us a quick tip on how to balance them both for those watching.
Set a work schedule and stick to it. Be okay with not answering your phone and not returning phone calls after business hours are over. Let your clients know what business hours are. Like, I don't answer my phone for clients after 5:30 in the afternoon, and my clients know this. This doesn't stop them from calling me, but oftentimes they will call me and then they'll look at and then they'll say, "Oh, I didn't realize what time it was. Just call me back when you get a chance." I also do not answer my phone before 9 a.m. Again, it doesn't stop people from calling me, but I don't answer my phone before 9 a.m. And I don't answer my phone or return phone calls on the weekends. And my clients all know this. There is never an emergency with Medicare that is so great that it can't wait till Monday.
That's so true.
It
That's
just
so
doesn't
true.
exist.
Same with life insurance. Like if you're deceased, the funeral home is going to help you with the first part of this anyway. I can't do anything about you being dead on a Saturday or lapsing or missing a payment. I think that for a personal producer is so valuable because I remember the first time somebody called at an awkward time and I'm like, I don't know what to do. And Don
Yeah.
Francisco's like, don't do anything.
Yeah.
What? No,
Yeah.
nothing. Like call them after you're done selling on Monday and deal with it. That kind of balance is so valuable.
When I was new, I remember so vividly, like every time I got a phone call, I felt like I had to answer the phone, and every time I felt like I had to return calls the second I got to the phone if I got a voicemail, and I appreciate where that's coming from, but like think for yourself, like let's think about like if you're an accountant or if not everybody works with an accountant, so like maybe your doctor, right? Like if you call your doctor, is your doctor calling you back instantaneously if you leave a
No.
message? If you call your accountant on a Saturday or even send them an email on a Saturday, are they like, I mean, I don't know, tax season, maybe they'll respond on a Saturday, they might be at work anyway, but they're not don't be so thirsty, guys. Like, don't like you don't need the business that bad. The more you realize that there are so many more prospects available to you than you will ever be able to acquire as clients, and that if one or two people who are jerks, um, and who are not respectful of you and your position are not important to you or your business, the sooner you realize that those people don't really matter, um, the more time you will be able to spend on the clients that do matter, who do treat you with respect, that you can build a real relationship with, and you will have more work-life balance. Work-life balance is so important. It's
Well
the
said.
why are we doing this if it not for the lifestyle that it provides?
Well said. We've got 60 seconds left. Give us, because you said it before, it deserves to be said again, because I've heard it and I learned it and I practiced it. And I practiced this concept recently about the importance of your work schedule. But if a singular event is taking place with your life, your kids, your family, how you prioritize that into your business schedule.
Family comes first. I don't miss things for my kid. My kid is going to be going to camp this summer, and she goes every summer, but she's going to camp this summer. And usually the drop off for camp is on a Sunday. And they just sent out an email this morning saying that it's going to be on a Monday. And she's going to be away at sleepaway camp for 3.5 weeks. And, and my wife was like, "Oh no, what are you going to do?" Like, and I was like, I'm going to go with you to drop her off at camp because I'm not going to go say goodbye to my kid for 3.5 weeks at my front door and then not see her for 3.5 weeks while I go to work. Like, that's crazy. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go drop her off at camp, even though Monday is kind of my only day in the field anymore. Like, like it doesn't matter. Like, family comes first. You gotta
Well
you gotta
said.
prioritize your family. Why
Well
else are you
said.
doing this?
Yeah, I was talking to Eric Hamadi yesterday. Great guy, recent integrity partner. Congratulations, Eric. At his son's, I believe, baseball function in the middle of the evening. Amen. Like, what else are we freaking doing if we're
Yeah.
not doing this to invest time in them? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share this out with others so that we can continue to grow it. We make a commitment to you. All we ask in return is that you comment below. Thanks for joining me, Nick.
Thank you. Bye.